Hey folks, Truett Smith here, and today we're going to be talking about packing for summer travel as a pipe smoker. Packing as a pipe smoker can be tricky, especially if you have a collection like mine, or a cellar like mine, in which you aren't sure what to bring, you don't know what pipe to bring, you don't know what accessories to bring, maybe you don't even have what you need to bring. So today we're going to be talking about just some general tips and advice on what to consider when packing your pipes and tobacco when you're traveling in summer. And honestly, not just summer. This could be a winter vacation too, and it'll probably apply. When thinking about what pipe to bring on a trip, obviously you're going to want to consider what tobacco you're bringing. You know, if you are bringing an English blend, you'll want to bring a pipe that you're primarily smoking English blends out of. But apart from that, size is obviously a factor. You're not going to want to bring a church warden probably, or a extra large massive pipe. Keep it within group 3, group 4 size. Also, a great option is something like a Peterson system pipe, a pipe that's made to be smoked multiple times a day, and when taken care of and dried out properly and cleaned properly, will perform perfectly no matter how many times you're smoking it. Also, great options are just cobs. So if you're worried about, again, you're camping, you don't want to drop the pipe and damage it, cobs are a great choice. Meerschaums as well. Meerschaums don't have to rest the same that briar pipes do. You can smoke those bowl after bowl and not worry about damaging it in any way. So I also like meerschaums when I'm traveling. But for me, especially, it's about size. I'm typically traveling with smaller pipes, pipes that, again, I don't mind if they're being quote unquote beat up, but your mileage may vary, and ultimately it's up to you to determine what's best for your preferences. Obviously, the length of your trip is going to determine a lot of what you pack. But generally speaking, if we're just talking about a weekend trip or even a week, you can get by with just one pipe. Unless you're smoking, 2, 3, 4, 5 bowls a day, which I typically don't have the time for on vacation. You're gonna be okay with just one pipe. If you just wanna have a bowl in the evening, maybe get away from family or those that you're traveling with, typically one pipe is good. If you wanna bring 2, that's also doable and isn't gonna add too much bulk to your bag or your suitcase. What I would recommend is some sort of travel case like this Brigham one pipe bag. Brigham makes a great one. Eric Stokeby 4th generation makes some. There are a ton of brands that make bags similar to this style, and typically what they have is in this lower compartment, they've got a slot for a pipe. It can hold bent or straight, but it has to be of standard size, group 3, group 4 type size. Then you've got a pouch right here for accessories like lighters, pipe cleaners, tampers, whatever. And then a lot of them too, and the ones that I like, are these that have a tobacco pouch as well, lined with surgical rubber, so it keeps it fresh, odor-free, all of that stuff. There's a lot of different bag options, but this is probably your most comprehensive, one-size-fits-all type of option here. Then it's pretty much a matter of, you can probably just fill it with whatever accessories you already have, and then you've got everything in one ready-to-go case. You can throw it in a backpack, throw it in a suitcase, and you're good to go. This would be my top choice, and like I said, if you have one thing, you can get by with just this. Some of the things that I'd recommend though, for specific accessories are lighters that have a included pick or tamper in them. This has both. This is a Caribe lighter. Really, really handy. Again, keeps the amount of different separate items that you're bringing to a minimum. So you've got your lighter, your pick, your tamper, all in one combo. Really, really efficient. Really, really durable too. This isn't gonna fail you on a camping trip or something like that. Another good option, and a more economical option, is just a straight up Zippo. I typically don't like Zippos for my everyday smoking needs because the lighter fluid evaporates over time, and so you're constantly having to refill. But for a weekend trip or a week-long trip, that should last you enough for the trip and not be a problem. This also has a pipe insert so that you can hold it like this and light your pipe without worrying about the rim. Any lighter is obviously going to be a fine choice when traveling, but if you're worried about, you don't want to bring one of your more expensive lighters because you don't want to lose it or damage it, Karibi and Zippo are great choices. Then if you've got a bag already, but it doesn't maybe have a tobacco pouch inside, pocket jars are a great option. These are about as durable a tobacco carrying device can be, and they function really similarly to, well, they function exactly like a ball mason jar. You've got the standard, 2-part lid that seals really well, and then this 3D printed actually base, and comes in many different colors, which I like because I can then designate a color for a blend. So if I want to pack a Virginia Perique in this red tin, and then I want to pack an English blend in the green tin, I can remember, I know which is which. It also comes in 2 sizes. This is the standard smaller size, and this is good for, in my experience, a solid 5-6 bowls, depending on how tightly you pack it. This is almost twice as big, and this will easily last you a week, depending, of course, on how many bowls you're smoking. So yeah, plenty of different options, and I like the pocket jars for a bag that doesn't have the included tobacco pouch. Other things to consider if you're someone who prefers Virginia blends but also likes English blends, and maybe you want to bring both options, there's 2 pipe bags, so you can bring an English pipe and a Virginia pipe. You can also get a pipe roll-up, fit in 2 pocket jars, one with an English blend, one with a Virginia Perique blend or something like that, and you'll be good to go. Again, most importantly, in my opinion, you're going to want to keep the space to a minimum, which is why a bag that includes a pipe and a tobacco pouch is ideal. And then you also want to factor in, maybe something that's a little more durable, something that you don't mind losing in a car seat or losing on a plane or something like that. All things to keep in mind. But generally speaking, any of these all in here and you'll be all set.